Hey everybody, this is Coach Tyra Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you again today from my office here in Holiday, Florida. Today is all about the Tao of network marketing, and it's verse 2 day. So this is going to be the second blog post and video in the series, and I'll tell you what, I can already tell I'm really going to enjoy this, so I hope that you guys stick around for the whole thing because you never know what's going to happen after this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just read you the second verse of the Tao Te Ching. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Under heaven, all can see beauty as beauty, only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good, only because there is evil. Being and non-being produce each other. The difficult is born in the easy. Long is defined by short, the high by the low. Before and after go along with each other. So the sage lives openly with apparent duality and paradoxical unity. The sage can act without effort and teach without words, nurturing things without possessing them. He works, but not for rewards. He competes, but not for results. When the work is done, it is forgotten. That is why it lasts forever. Soak that in for a second there. I mean, wow. As this pertains to network marketing, right off the bat, before I even start looking into my notes here, the first thing that I feel is nurtures without possessing. Now, in network marketing, one of the big goals, because there is a non-leader and then there's a leader, is to really possess the characteristics of a leader. Now, not the negative kind that you may have experience with or will have experience with, just like in any industry, any business, you're going to have those guys that are in a position of leadership that aren't going to be up your alley, and there's nothing wrong with that. The ones that I tend to lean towards and the ones that I tend to really appreciate more and get more value from because I'm more open to their value are the ones that have the philosophy of give your best stuff away for free. Not because I'm broke, not because I'm poor, not because I'm cheap, because it's true in the things that we do for each other out of our hearts. The best content, the best training, the best mind-shattering events and hangouts and videos happen when you do it really just from a state of being and not a state of active attraction, where you can just feel like you're there. And when somebody asks for a sale, you don't feel so pissed off about it. It's not like there's a thing that happens. Webinars are a huge deal, right? And they are a huge deal in marketing. Hopefully you're using them. Webinars, hangouts, and so forth. It's really coming into a whole nother aspect. Before it was only the very, very, very successful in network marketing could do it because the cost level was so high. Now anybody can use them to become successful. So one of the things that you'll see in hangouts is you'll often see a hangout. I went on one recently, how to organize your life or something like that. Got on the hangout, and the only thing that occurred on the hangout was a pitch about the product that she was selling and a couple of people that had taken the course and had testimonies. That was it. Now that has to be there. That's a must to be there, right? It's important, especially in a product launch. What was missing was what the title of the hangout was. I wouldn't have gone unless I thought I was actually going to be able to take notes. I bring my pad and paper to every event, and if the stars are aligned where I have the money and the passion and the power to buy a product that's offered to me at the end, I do. And when I don't, and I don't worry about it. I don't beat myself up because I didn't get it. The kind of leaders that show up to an event or a webinar or a hangout or a phone call and they talk about their vision and they help your vision become ignited inside of you. When they go and offer something, I don't mind. It's again the same thing. Either I can or I can't, or I won't, or not now. Whatever it is. Those are the leaders I tend to really be drawn to. People that give up tons of value right up in the front because it's more about their heart, and they might catch a sale or two from it. You know, that's not the focus. The focus isn't that. So when it says to nurture something that you do not possess, when you nurture people outside of yourself, outside of your inner circle, outside of your team, when you go outside of yourself, the kind of value that you're bringing to the world is so intense. You are literally creating a larger circle of family, and you're literally creating very warm market out of cold. You literally are helping someone, whether they ever buy something from you or not, whether they ever comment on your video and say something about it or not. You might not even know what you've done, and you've done it, and you don't have to worry about it, and it's forever. Okay, that's what immediately I'm getting from this verse. But I know there's more, so let me look at my notes here. I gotta put my spectacles back on. They're so granny. I love them. I think I look really cute. Okay. Okay. So one of the things that Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote in the book, I'm reading this book, and it has the Tao Te Ching right in it. Believe strongly in your free will and ability to influence your surroundings. So when you go into a situation, or any situation, that you have knowledge of, that you are aware that your power is great and it wields influence. Don't ever think that it doesn't, because it does. Because you know what? What you'll discover is that you are the same as others, and others are the same as you. You will start to discover that you're part of one large moving thing. In Christianity, I think it's in Corinthians or something, they talk about we're all part of the body. Okay, so we're all in and out of it together. So understand that when you move towards something, one thing or another, that you have great influence that you might not even be able to see or recognize. But at the same time, simultaneously, surrender to the energy within you. At the same time that you have this understanding about yourself, that you let go of all those things that start popping up because you have the awareness. The awareness brings you, the idea that maybe someone tonight will be watching this video and hear something that absolutely they needed to hear. It was brought to them at the right time in their life, and they heard it, and they're inspired to take action for themselves today, one way or another. You start attaching things like that to that, right? When you know that you have the influence, and you start to be understanding of your powerful wielding of influence across all things. At that moment, instead of attaching all these scenarios to it or labels to it, just kind of let it happen and let it be alone with it, and just be all right with whatever, because there is no expectation. I remember when I first started selling cars, I gave the job of sales to myself for my 30th birthday, right? Because, that's a long story, and I'm sure you can find the video somewhere about it. And I had told in my interview, I told the general sales manager, so I understand the meaning of happiness. And I'm sure that you have this question in your head, just like 90% of the human beings on the earth. What's the meaning? How do I stay happy? And I told them what I thought. And now that I'm 43 years old, and I'm thinking about that philosophy that came to me or was enlightened to me back when I was 29, it blows my mind, because it's almost inside out of itself. The old philosophy with the new. The old philosophy was to be able to change your level of expectation at any given moment. And that still holds power, because when you're disappointed, you're able to flip it to a different expectation about the outcome, and do it fast, so that you're not, encumbered by some bullshit in your head. The other that I add to it now is that there just is no expectation. There's only a knowing and a being and a doing. The rest of it's wanting, and that's the seed. So which part are you on right now? You know what I'm saying? So, okay, here we go. This is fun. And let go of the debilitating necessity to be right and to make others wrong. Will just start to diminish from you. So, with that old philosophy I had about happiness and how people could be happy, was that when somebody wasn't doing that for themselves, immediately I passed a judgment about their ability to have any control over their life at all. Now this is coming from somebody who's 29 years old, just came out of the wildest set of 20-year-olds life ever. And I was still a little bit on the wild side. You know, I drank a lot, and I was living a different area of my life. And I laugh now because look how happy I'm getting, because it's so amazing that I was able to understand that in that sense. And what I find now is that when I feel myself passing judgment is because I'm still behind. When I start having all these ideas about how things are supposed to be for others outside of myself, even to myself, I understand that there's something extra to work on. And that's a beautiful sign to be able to give yourself. Some people walk through life and they never know that it's time for them to take another look. You know, that it's time for them to slow down. They're encumbered with things that apply all sorts of expectations and judgments and limiting liabilities in their belief systems all the time. You know, everyone here at one point, I'm sure, unless you started network marketing as soon as you got out of high school, and there are people that have done that have gotten their paycheck and been so upset with the dollar amount, and they have all these ideas of what they should do and what they can do, and they realize they're on the last week that they can be late on that bill, and the last time that they could be late on that bill, and they're literally 5 hours away from making sure the rent's paid before the landlord starts knocking on the door. You know, all those things start happening, and all that limiting stuff starts to become reality because you think about it. All of us can understand that, and look at how far you've come already, you know. Look how far you've come, and you know that the difference is now because you have the past and that negative experience to reflect it towards. So here we go. We're going to keep going. There's something he says here that really blew my mind that I like, because it's about being paradoxical and being a duality and being upfront about being a duality. You know, not being afraid of having your opinion and then being okay with theirs too, right in people's faces. So, you know, really just being able to be all right. He says, contemplate the insight that duality is a mind game. In other words, people look the way they look, period. Criticism is not always necessary, or is it helpful? See the unfolding of the Tao inside everyone, including yourself, and be at peace with what you observe. So a really great way to work on that for yourself as a network marketing professional and a leader is to let go of the prejudgments and the people that are surrounding you. Stop worrying about whether they will or won't join your business. Stop worrying about whether or not your friend's going to say you're crazy for doing this. Stop worrying about whether or not the person you just enrolled is going to dig in and get to work. When you stop worrying about all that stuff and you just observe things for how they are, and whether you like it or not, you just let it be, you're really going to see a lot of breakthroughs in your life. Because one of the most debilitating things that can happen to a new network marketer that is starting to see success, when you start to enroll people, I had a 7-pack day once back in, I think, February of last year. 7 people in one day. In that one day, I had enrolled more people into my business than I had ever in any other business before. My best number, I think, was 5, and that was an Empower Network back in 2013. I was just blown away that 7 people on the same day were prepared to join my business. And the period of time, for a short period of time there, I actually got to about 21 team members. And I know that's a small number to some. It's a huge number to me, where I had that many people on my team under me that I enrolled. That's crazy. And that had been a tremendous amount of success for me. And I remember immediately, soon after it wears off, that 7 people in one day and the trial's over, how many people are still there? And when they are there, what are they doing? What are they getting to work? Are they doing a 90-day video challenge like you are? Are they writing in their blog every day? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? And how come they're spamming all over Facebook? And how come they're not? And da 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 da. And you start getting really concerned about how other people are behaving in their business. And it kind of implodes on you. It kind of starts this self-destruction, or I lost the word. You know, like when you fuck yourself up. Because when you're really attached to how somebody else does something, you get caught up in that. And then that attitude that's in your mind, and there's this little sliver of thought, and you're thinking about, who else is going to be a slacker? Who else is going to be a fucking spam artist? Who else is going to say that they want a refund after 3 days? Who else is going to, who else? When you start thinking that way, and that starts being something that you're experiencing, guess what's going to happen? You're going to keep experiencing more of that shit. So it's really important that, you're very clear in your vision, you're very clear in your mission, and when you're talking to somebody, you're qualifying them. I know it's not a job and you're not a boss, but I want to tell you something. You have to qualify people to be in your sphere of influence, because if you just let anybody join with you and you haven't qualified them correctly, don't come crying to yourself in a week, in 90 days, when they didn't do shit and they're mad at you because you were supposed to be offering them something that all they had to do was, buy something, and all of a sudden checks would start flying into the fucking mail. If you are being really present in your business and you're let going of the decisions other people are going to make, and you are clear about your vision and you hold no judgments, you have already set your goal and you know it's going to happen. So it's not about trying, it's about doing. You already know that it's going to happen with or without this person that you're talking to. So don't attach so much baggage to yourself in your everyday situations. You're going to have to get really used to that really fast, because you'll all of a sudden have 7 people join you in one day. The next day, 5 of them are left, and within a week, you got 2 of them calling you on the phone how they get a refund because they didn't make $20 when you've been doing your business. When you've been doing your business, so you need to really let it all go. Do the interview. Make sure it's somebody that you'd go on vacation with. And, if they lie to you and they join and then they don't do anything, that's their problem. And you are no longer part of that. Part of the beauty of being in network marketing is, gosh, this video is really getting long, is that you're not a product developer yet. And you don't have to have the lawyer and the customer service and the ability to make refunds happen like that right now. They handle that. That's why you have associated yourself with a business. That's why you didn't pay $500,000 to start your enterprise online. That's why it was a $5,000 investment, a $1,000 investment. Someplace you can start for as low as $25. That's why it's that small of an investment, because you don't have to have all that yet. So stop doing that to yourself. That's not what you're doing in business right now. As a matter of fact, you really need to practice that now, because maybe one day you will be a product developer and you'll have your own team. And you'll have people on salary that are going to get paid by you. You've got to be able to delegate that shit to those people that you're going to hire, because you already got the vision. You don't need a visionary team. Maybe a partner. You know what I mean? But think about it. Think about it. Does Donald Trump answer the phones in customer service at his business? Does Greg Brandon from Virgin Records do that? No. That doesn't make him less human or loved by his employees? Nope. They like him. The people at Virgin are very happy with their positions in the team, because they believe in this man's vision, and he's amazing. Be the person that has the vision and really let that shine through. And practicing the Tao and practicing this verse and looking at that verse is going to help you to just release a little bit more, because the more you hold on, the more you have to let go, and start to be happy about that. You can recognize times of growth right away now, like already in 2 days, with just this training, with just these videos and these 2 blogs. Already in 2 days, you're making so much progress. You're already starting to notice, now that you've already promised yourself you're just going to let things be and you ain't going to judge a bunch. You already know that when you find yourself judging, that it's time for you to take another look at that. Why? And you're going to be able to discover that about yourself. And the more you are fully discovered in yourself, the easier it's going to be for other people to find you. The more you are you, the easier it's going to be people to find you. People that are supposed to find you. So, that being said, I'm out of here. Golly, 20-minute video. I haven't made a 20-minute video in a long time. I love you all very much. You have a beautiful day. And you know what? If you really resonate with me and you want to work with me, this is what you do. You click the link. First thing in the description box. If you're on YouTube, if you're in the blog, it's going to be probably at the end of the blog post. I love you all very much. You have a beautiful day. And happy May Day tomorrow. See you later. Bye.